One of the difficulties and joys about being a Christian is that we walk through Holy Week each year knowing the results. We know the tomb will be empty, right? We know that the nave will look beautiful. Thanks, Altar Guild. We know that we will have our regular Easter meal, probably with the same friends or family as we did last year. We know and believe that new life comes from things that have died. We'll sing the same hymns that we've been singing for a long time, right, Larry? Thanks, Larry. And these are good things. These things are part of who we are as Christians and Episcopalians. But there isn't much need for hope about these things, is there? They just are there. I mean, we can hope for good weather on Easter morning. Or we can hope that the ham or lamb is extra delicious. We can hope that our family member that isn't usually present will be able to be present. Or we hope that a family member that is usually present at Easter won't be present. But the hope of Easter isn't about the past, right? We can't trick ourselves into living fully into the story. We can wash each other's feet on Thursday. We can strip the altar so it looks like a tomb. We can sit vigil in the garden. We can sit home and rest and meditate about the pain and suffering that Jesus experienced in the stories of Holy Week. But we aren't surprised this morning that we arrived post-Holy Week to a resurrected Jesus, are we? Right? Because the point of all of this remembering, is so that we don't forget the work that God did. And even more importantly, we remember that God still raises things from the dead. That God makes things new. The new fire of the Easter Vigil from last night. The new Paschal candle. They are present so that you and I can remember and therefore dare to hope that our very lives can and will be transformed and resurrected. And there are new beginnings all around us, aren't there? Spring has sprung, or at least it's springing. Flowers are bursting through the snow and dirt right outside. The snowbirds will start to make their way back to Benzie. A few of them are here already today. We'll have new opportunities and new relationships with our baby pantry families, new babies and new families, new opportunities. Folks will continue to trickle back through these doors as they navigate the virus and learn to live with it. New people will make their way to this space to worship and to become community with us. And in this morning's gospel, we have a resurrection account that tells the story of new life for those closest to Jesus. It captures the audacity of the resurrection with precision. No one believes he actually rose from the dead, not even his closest friends whom he told this would happen. Some suppose the grave was vandalized. Others think the body was moved. But when the chaos settled, one person remained. But Mary stood weeping outside the tomb. And although Christ was unrecognizable at first when he spoke her name, she was transformed. Her world is tipped upside down and new life abounds for her. Unable to keep the news to herself, obedient to her Lord, she went and told the apostles what she had just experienced. Mary Magdalene, the first resurrection witness, the apostle to the apostles. And her news, her meeting with Jesus, the gardener, has trickled down to us. It has trickled all the way over to Benzie County. And the work that God did with the resurrection of Jesus now becomes our work. Now we are the ones who must be careful with Jesus as he is present with us and not yet ascended. We are the ones who need to be careful as we hold the message of the resurrection. We need to be careful that we don't tarnish the story. We need to be careful that we don't keep the story to ourselves. This is our hope. That like Mary, Jesus has changed our lives forever. Through the resurrection of Jesus and the sacrament of our baptism, we have been changed. Reality itself has been changed. And there are people in our county who also need that transformation, that need to hear this news of resurrection, the news of new life. So let's spend the next 50 days feasting in celebration of what God has done through the resurrection and in celebration of what God has done through our baptisms. Through those things, your friends and neighbors will be transformed. Hallelujah, Christ is risen.
Lord.